Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Podluck Podcast, a conversation podcast about the intersection between culture, faith, and the Korean American Adventist experience. My name is Chris. I'm one of the hosts of the Podluck, and I'm here with Jason, my co-host.
Hello.
We are actually on location. We are here at West Coast Camp Meeting right now, recording this actually, which is interesting, before a live audience.
I know it's a live audience of 2.
There are 2 people over there, and they're doing an ironic clap right now. And this is like a totally new experience for us.
I feel so weird.
This is kind of like when you preach for like 2 people in like a church service.
No, I would much rather do that.
Yeah, me too. I would rather do that than
That was
this.
like 3 years of my life. I was preaching to like 2, 3, 4 people.
Yeah.
So
But we're gonna push through and we're gonna try this out. We've never done this before. Last time we did have an episode about East Coast Camp Meeting, but it was only Jason there, and people were just kind of, the main point of that episode is nobody knows who you were at that place. So like it didn't really matter that you did that.
yeah, people were walking. People were hanging out, but no one was like sitting and watching us.
Yeah. Whereas right now, there are 2 people sitting and watching us. But we're excited to do this.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time here at West Coast Camp Meeting. I apologize. We just had the pickleball tournament, and so I had to come straight here, and I'm wearing my pickleball clothes. And then I thought I didn't have time to shower and clean up, but Jason took a really long time getting this set up, and I actually did have time, but I'm still wearing this.
Yeah, normally we just use our computers, and my setup is just up, so 5 minutes. Now we're doing everything manually, so I had to set up all the cameras, all the sound equipment, the microphones. Chris just sat there on his phone, so I'm sorry if it took a long time, but
It's okay. And now the sun is in my face. But all joking aside, Jason worked very hard to make this happen. And so I am thankful for you. And I think our audience of 3, our audience of 3 now is excited and thankful for your hard work.
Chris wanted to do this as a part of English adults. Like, you wanted us in the front and have the entire English adult department watch us do a podcast. Do you still feel like you want to do that?
No, I take it back 100%. I thought that could be cool if we were good at this. But now that I'm doing this, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
But
Anyway.
we are here, and it's been fun here, and like this podcast has been kind of like this running joke in the EM Adult program.
Oh,
like,
has it really?
Yeah, it comes up often, and then everyone laughs.
Why do they laugh?
I don't know. But I say all publicity is good, right?
It is, yes.
So I'll take it, and people are learning about the podcast. I think we got new follows.
We did. We presented this morning just about Kainos and MPAC in general, but we also talked about the Podluck. And since then, at least from what I've seen, we've picked up, I don't know, a couple 10 maybe.
Yeah, that's exciting. But I haven't been at West Coast Camp Meeting in a couple of years. I wasn't able.
A couple years? It wasn't just last year?
Okay, sorry. It was last year. I wasn't able to come last year because I had to do our Oregon Conference Camp Meeting. But as I was thinking about what we would talk about on this podcast, I'm having a new experience. Like, I'm here as a parent, essentially, like as a normal person. I don't really have responsibilities here. I'm not running a department. I'm not speaking. And so this is and my daughter is old enough to be dropped off. And so this is like a totally brand new experience for me. And I got to say, it is amazing.
Oh, is it now?
It is amazing. I've never had like this morning, afternoon, evening drop-off program. I'm free to do whatever I want to do. Like, if you got kids and you haven't been here, it's really, really awesome. It's amazing. You should definitely try it out.
So on the flip side, my family is not here because when your kids are young, coming to camp meeting is a terrible experience. If you can't drop them off, we have to be with them constantly. And then like the sleeping situation. I mean, the first year we had to bring up like sleepers and like not crates. Like
you have your kids sleep in crates? Is that what I just heard right now?
The playpens and like
Yeah.
toys, and
It's quite an ordeal.
it is. And then when you're working, I have to kind of keep going back to kind of help out, and it was not a good time. So I'm very envious, which is weird because your daughter and my oldest son are about the same age, but he's still not really.
How old is your son right now?
He's 5.
Yeah, if he came, he would have been a drop-off kid.
Right, in VBS, and so in the East Coast, it was pretty good. We were able to drop him off, and he had like a friend there, and it was good. But yeah, it was just a lot easier for us to split. And then I think starting next year, we'll probably be able to drop off. But we have a younger one too, so it's different. Camp meeting very different with kids. I didn't realize until I came with kids a couple years ago.
Yeah. The other thing that I'm noticing is because I'm here with my family, it's so much easier to just eat at the cafeteria.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas like when you're here by yourself or you don't have kids, it's very normal to go off the
Right.
hill because right now we are in the Napa Valley area with like extremely delicious and wonderful restaurants around. And so you go off the hill a lot. I haven't really been able to do that because it's just easier to go eat with the kids and you got to take them to
Right.
the cafeteria. That being said, the cafeteria food actually has been really, really good.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, especially the Korean food. So shout out to all the people working in the kitchen, volunteering, making that food. I would like that food is I would pay for that at a restaurant and I would be pretty happy with that.
Okay. Can I get something off my chest before we start like the proper podcast about the food in Napa Valley?
Yeah, are we ready? Is this another Jason Kim rant?
It's not a rant. It's just
Okay, go for it.
it's one of those like intrusive thoughts that enter and it just kind of marinates in my brain, and I'm too scared to say it, but
Okay.
I figured I'd just
you know
say
what?
it.
This is a safe space for you.
It's really not, but I'll share it anyway. Yeah, so like growing up in the East Coast, people always talked about PUC and like Napa Valley food and how good it is. And when I first came, it was 10 years ago, it was really good, and I enjoyed it very much. And I think there's certain foods that every time I come I want to eat, and it's really delicious. And there's other food where I realized over time that a little overrated. And so one of them is Buster's. I don't know. I never really enjoyed Buster's. I don't know. Do you like Buster's? It's like a American barbecue place.
Yeah, tri-tip.
Yeah.
I think in memory, I feel like I know what you're saying. And I was like, it's not that good. But I feel like recently when I have tried it, I quite enjoyed it.
Okay. I don't think I've had a single like, oh, this is amazing experience there. But the other one is actually Juni's. I feel like Juni's is overrated. And that's the one that I think people get really upset about. And when I say overrated, see, people think overrated means bad. It's not bad. It's a delicious sandwich. It's just not as good as everyone says it is.
Okay.
Baguette, on the other hand.
Okay. Baguette, on the other hand.
No, baguette's terrible. But the Juni's is
And when you
good,
say baguette, for our listeners who don't know what baguette is,
It's the Juni's equivalent of Andrew's, and it is befitting of Andrew's. It's a toasted sub, so it's very different from Juni's. It's I don't know, it's all right. But people from the East Coast, they swear by baguette. I have one person from Spencerville who wanted to go on a road trip to Andrew's and wanted me and my friend to go together because she didn't want to drive by herself, just to eat baguette. Which at the time I was like, oh, sure. But now looking back, like that was lunacy. But yeah, Juni's, I feel like it's kind of overrated, no?
yeah. I don't know what to say, man.
Okay.
But what I will say, you are a person who prefers McDonald's over In-N-Out.
That's also true.
So
That is true.
something's wrong with your mouth is what I'm saying.
I mean, I guess that is the response for people with an elevated palate.
How many times have you eaten Juni's?
I mean, every time I come, I eat at least once, if not twice.
Okay.
So it's not like I haven't. Like Buster's, I don't eat often just because I don't particularly like it. But
Yeah, you're free to think all the wrong things that you want. This is a safe space for you.
yeah, I don't know. I wonder if anyone out there agrees with me. I wonder if there's one person that agrees with me.
I'm sure there is. There is
You
a
think
person that thinks La Perla is better than LA Mexican food. I'm sure he agrees with
No,
me.
that is objectively incorrect. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah. So, Jason, how's your experience been here at West Coast Camping so far?
It's good. Not similar to you. I do have something of a purpose of coming, but it's not really as defined as it was before. Where it was like I'm part of this department or I have to do this job. I'm kind of making up my job as I go along.
Okay.
And my family's not here, and so I've been joking to people. I feel kind of like a ghost. I'm just kind of wandering around aimlessly. It's kind of nice. It's
Is
a very
it
short stay.
Similar to how you felt when you went to East Coast Camp Meeting this year?
No, because my son was with me, and so that kind of anchored me. And so if I wasn't doing stuff, I was with him or the VBS program there. And I was with the admin group a little bit more in the East Coast to kind of communicate and help with them. Here, so it's a little bit less. There's nothing to ground me to anything. So I've been just kind of floating around.
So you are kind of a unique situation because you've gone to East Coast Camp Meeting many years and were very involved.
Mm-hmm.
You were also involved here. And we kind of touched on the differences in the East Coast Camp Meeting episode, but I don't know. I wonder if you have any more thoughts, that we're here now.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts, about the two and how they're different?
Yeah. Structurally it's very different. The way that West Coast is kind of structured, I feel like it's kind of department heavy. And so the departments essentially act kind of independently, autonomously from each other. And so the department head or coordinator has a lot of freedom to do kind of what he or she wants to do. Whereas on the East Coast, it's a lot more, they're all kind of connected and there's a lot more interconnection between the departments. For example, I don't know if it's the same now, but when I was more involved, we would split into two, like children's and then the upper level. So anything from early teens down or junior high down was children's, and then the rest were kind of upper. And that's how we would kind of organize it. And so as a children's ministry coordinator, I was constantly meeting with the coordinators. We would meet together. There's a lot of like interdepartmental communication and planning, and I'm sure that happens here. And I know for a fact it does, but it's not. It's more communicating so that you're not running into each other
And
and
coordinating.
Yeah, it's not as
activities and schedules.
Yeah, it's synergistic. So that's one. It's definitely more hierarchical in East Coast in the sense of there's a single admin team, and everything flows through that, and so all the communication flows there. Any issues go up to that group, and then it's processed and then sent back down. And so there's like a clear central. The biggest difference, obviously, there's no host church. And here, like you mentioned, a lot of times people will go down is it mountain or hill?
I think we call it the hill.
Oh, the hill. Okay, so a lot of people go down the hill, coordinators and leaders. In East Coast, you can leave campus, but there's absolutely no reason to leave campus because there's nothing to do unless you really have to go get like supplies. So everyone's kind of stuck together, and so the leaders are with the kids like constantly. There's really not much time unless you're sleeping where you're not with the kids. So that's kind of a vibe difference between East and West.
I see. Yeah, I don't have a ton of experience. Like I said, that one time I went one time and helped lead out the EM adult program. Speaking of the EM adult program, I've been able to sit in meetings and like listening to speakers, and I've really enjoyed it. So the speakers are Joey O from Loma Linda University Church and David Shin, who is the chair of the religion department at Weimar.
Oh, at Weimar. Okay.
Yeah. And so I know he's kind of known, and he's like on Audioverse, and people like listen to him. I haven't personally heard
I didn't
him,
know that.
but he's speaking in the evenings, and I've heard great feedback from both of the speakers.
That's good.
Yeah, I've had more of a chance to listen to Joey's messages, and that was cool because he has references and experiences, and he shares these stories of which I was a part of because he was my youth pastor.
Okay.
And so he shared this experience that like if you know Joey now, it's so hard to imagine. But he talked about his like anger problems that he used to have when he
Okay.
was young, and this is all public information. He said it, so
Sure.
he had like this like he would say he would Hulk out,
Yeah.
and he had this in him even until like youth ministry, and so whenever he would be surprised or like not attacked, but like the story he gave was there was a time that people were gonna like kind of kidnap him for his birthday, take him away, and then take him to a surprise party. And we did that, and I was a part of the group that tried to tackle him. And then we tackled him, and he flipped out. He flipped out, and like you don't understand. Like we were his youth kids.
Yeah.
And he was punching and kicking and biting. And I don't know if he mentioned the biting part. I think he did. But like I was one of the people he bit. I remember trying to grab his arm and like move his arm or something. And then he was like going "Garr, garr, garr, garr," on my knuckle. And then he like cut my skin. And this other dude, he left bite marks in his arm. So it's a cool experience for me to hear a speaker tell these stories that like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, and Joey's a great speaker, and he's so connected, like historically, to this community, even though he's not at a Korean church anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome, and like the things that he dropped today about kind of spiritual growth and discipleship
Yeah.
was really insightful. And I think those are live streamed, so I think you'll be able to see them on the West Coast Camp Meeting Facebook.
Yeah, this year everything
page.
was live streamed. We've been trying to do an archive of the last 2 years. There's technical hurdles, but we're trying to get those up. It's funny that you mentioned his like hulking out, because the first time I met him, he like hulked out on me.
He hulked out on you?
Yeah. So you know
Like
the
one-on-one?
yeah. So
What did you do?
you know the trip I mentioned about driving up because someone wanted baguette. So
Yeah.
on that trip, we went to Andrews Korean Church. It was my first time ever at Andrews, and Joey was the LSF pastor back then. He was in seminary. And so I had friends I knew from New York who were attending Andrews, and so I stayed with them, and we're all kind of hanging out. And so after church, we went to Silver Beach. And
Which is a pizza place, right?
well, there's Silver Beach Pizza. It's next
you
to
just-
the Silver Beach.
You just went to the beach.
Yeah, the
Okay.
beach. It's not a beach; it's a lake. But we decided to play two-hand touch football on the sand, and it was co-ed. It was like girls playing too, so it was not meant to be this like crazy competitive thing. It's just we're just throwing the football around. First play of the game, I run like a simple like 5-yard like button hook, so just 5 yards, and I turn around, and the quarterback throws me the ball, and I catch it. So because I turned around, my back is towards the rest of the people, so I'm just looking at the quarterback catch it. And as I'm turning to run, I feel like footsteps like tuk, 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 tuk. And so in my head it's like it's coming kind of quick for what this is, and I feel someone tackle me, like full tackle me into the sand, and like my head bounced off the thing, and I'm just like rolling back like what happened, and I look up and I see Joey get up and just walk off.
Oh my!
It was like he was like second quarter of the Super
you're
Bowl.
playing two-hand touch.
Two-hand touch.
Like, that was the rule.
I had not met him.
Oh, you've
I had
never
not been
met-
introduced to him. That was my first interaction with Joey O, was him tackling me into the sand. And so my friend like helps me up. He's like, "Hey man, like, do you know him?" I'm like, "I've never met him in my life." And that's how I first met Joey. He tackled me into the sand. And
when was this again?
I mean, I was in college, so it was like 2006,
Okay, so
2005, 2006,
it's like
somewhere around there.
okay. I mean, I guess it's a long time ago. My question is, will he still Hulk out now?
You should test it.
I'm super scared to test
should
it,
test
but
it.
I'm really curious. So maybe some of our audience, can you guys tackle Joey O later today and just like see what he does? That'll be awesome. I have this feeling that when the Apostle Paul says, "I have a thorn in my side, the Lord has not taken away." I think maybe Joey is still gonna Hulk out if we attack him tonight.
The most like natural way is like, hey, let's play football. to and touch, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I
But
don't know.
yeah,
I'm curious.
I have never forgotten that, obviously, because it's an insane way to meet someone.
Has he ever like talked to you about
No,
it?
he hasn't.
Oh.
He hasn't.
Are you kind of scared of him though? If when you
I
see
am
him?
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's funny because Joey O, he came from my home church.
That's
So
true.
he's one of like the pastors that came out of Spencerville. So there's like a kinship.
Well,
might have been
not
barely
really. You
born
thought
when-
there was a kinship.
I thought there
There's
was.
not.
Evidently not. But yeah,
That's awesome. I hope he listens to this.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I know my members from my church who have been listening have been just really really blessed by the meetings and the things that they heard and learned. So yeah, I think this year it's going really really well. I was talking to one of the registration people, and they're excited to share that like basically every year we're hitting record numbers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're over 1,000 people here at this camp meeting, and I wish I knew the exact number, but the division of that number between EM and KM is like, I don't know. I think EM is maybe in the neighborhood of 700-800,
Oh, okay.
and then
Wow.
KM is maybe 300,
300?
or so, something like that, which is a really huge shift.
It is.
And we kind of talked about this, how COVID affected the camp meetings. Pre-COVID, the year before COVID, it was 50-50,
Oh, it's 50-50.
500 each.
Oh.
And I remember we were like excited that we were hitting close to 1,000
Right.
for the first time. And then it was 50-50, but COVID really did a number on our Korean ministry, so it's a lot harder for it
Right, I
to come
see.
out.
But it's not that like the KN number dropped and the EM stayed static. It's that the EM almost doubled since pre-COVID.
But KM dropped too.
KN dropped too. So like, I guess my question is, what caused the doubling of EM numbers?
Yeah.
Where they come
that's,
from?
That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe we can maybe hear from our audience, either the people online. They can share their thoughts on why they started coming. I talked to a couple different people who had this is like their first time in a really long time, or yeah, I'm not really sure, but it's exciting. And the other big news, actually, this is the first time this has ever happened. So if you're familiar with PUC, there's a church here, the PUC church, and it's a large building, fits, I don't know, 2,000 people in that building.
Okay.
And then there's multiple chapels and meeting spaces all over the campus. And there is a chapel in one of the dorms called Daphne. And that's where typically the EM had the full like Sabbath meeting, and the high school department met.
Right.
Now, because of the numbers and because of Daphne not having any air condition, a couple of years ago, that Sabbath meeting was really, really difficult to sit through, because it's standing room only. People are outside the lobby, no air condition. It's horrendous. And then you had like a few hundred people in the PUC church and the Korean ministry.
Right.
So last year, for the first time, the Sabbath worship got switched. Only the Sabbath worship. So on Sabbath day, all the EM got to worship in the PUC church with air conditioning, and the KM went to Daphne. This year, in my mind, a pretty large development is that the KM entire program is in Daphne this year. So everything is there, and then the PUC church was given to high school department. And so high school department is running their ministry in the PUC church, which is like the whole week. And that's, I don't know, man, that's a big deal to me, knowing like what that means for the KM. Like, I'm really appreciative of their willingness to make that change.
It kept rubbing.
I know.
Yeah.
It's still rubbing.
Okay.
We're going to edit that out, guys. As Ben was saying, this is how the sausage
That's exactly how sausage is made.
Is
Okay. All right.
Were you listening to anything I said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, so I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I talked to the high school department. It is in the, I guess the dynamics of camp meeting. It is significant for the KM to give up the church. You mentioned it fits 2,000 people.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I was visiting the high school department, and you can feel the space.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious at how they feel about.
Yeah, I talked to some of the coordinators, and while they appreciate the space and the air conditioning, the feedback is it's too big. That stage is large, and so they did a really good job of creating like a set design to make it feel smaller or more intimate, I should say. Because I don't know if you've seen their stage backdrop.
I did, yes.
Yeah, it looks really nice, and it does work at kind of making the space feel a little bit more intimate. But yeah, I think they're still kind of figuring out what to do. But the idea that the cam, would give it up, that's significant. It
Yeah.
is. So for you, like, what is your history with West Coast camp meeting? Because I shared mine with East Coast. What is your history with West Coast? Like, what department did you guys started out in?
Yeah, so I first came as like an attendee when I was like 12 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be honest with you, I really didn't like camp meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I hated camp meeting
Mhm.
actually as a kid, and we've referenced this in previous episode because it was like a kind of a toxic environment of like
Mhm.
churches beefing with other churches, like feeling like gangs and like tension, and I don't know, like I didn't like it. And I mean, ultimately what it came down to is like I didn't have a lot of friends here.
Mm.
And no matter how great programming is, like if you don't have friends here, camping is a rough place to be at,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of time,
Yeah.
and you just, when there's a lot of time, you don't have friends, that's just a lot of time to remind you that you don't have any friends here. So like it was tough. I remember, and I didn't really like it. And so I didn't go back for a really long time.
Okay.
My mom would ask me if I want to go, and I was like, no, I don't really want to go. And so I didn't go for like middle school, early high school.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I started getting more involved in church, and then I started like developing my own friends at church more because I was more committed at church. And then so I went, and then from then on I began volunteering.
Okay.
And so I started at like, I think I started in high school department as like just one of the
Small group leaders.
small group
Uh-huh.
leaders. And I did that for a long time. And I've shared this in sermons and stuff, but my conversion experience happened here at Camp.
Oh, okay.
It happened at Paulin Hall at one of the evening worships. There was, when I was 17 years old, there was a message, which I don't remember anything about the sermon.
Sure.
There was an altar call, and that was a moment where God just showed me that his love for me was unconditional. And like, I came face to face with that in a very real way. And so that was a really powerful moment for me. And that was like my conversion experiences. So since then, like camp meeting has been a very positive place in my mind. And so I attended and served. And eventually as a pastor, I helped in every department
Okay.
since I've been in ministry. I did high school, I did junior high, I did collegiate young adults. Actually, I didn't do EM adults. I've never ran EM adult program.
I feel like you did once.
No, I don't think so.
I'm like fairly certain you did while I was here in California.
I think I know my life more than you know my life.
I'm not sure about that anymore after this
I don't
week.
think
No, I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm fairly certain I've seen you run EM adults.
did. Okay, well maybe, maybe.
It was either before or after Pastor Richard did it.
I think you're gaslighting me, but
I'm really not. I'm actually fairly certain you did.
okay. Also, I also have a bad memory, so
No,
yeah.
you do.
Maybe I did. Maybe, okay, so yes, I ran every department here, and more recently because we hosted, I got to do VBS too. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if it's okay to say this, but, and this is in the past because this was many years ago, but my favorite department to run was junior high.
Junior high.
I love doing junior
Oh,
high.
why?
I did that for many years. I think the junior high department the size is small enough where it's really intimate, but it's not so small where it feels like
Yeah.
there's nobody here, and it's awkward, like right now with our podcast audience. But, and then the age that they're in my mind, like they're still kids and they still
Sure,
have a part of them that is excited and has that, like they're not trying to hide that, and they're getting to that stage where they're like starting to feel cool and like worry about what other people think, but like if you can get past that, there's still kids there who are really open to the Spirit. And so, and I think part of it is also like you don't expect these junior high kids to have really significant, deep thoughts on Scripture and the Word and God, but they always do. And it always surprises me, and it's always so powerful to hear these junior high students talking about how they encountered God during the week of camp meeting. Like that afterglow testimony time in junior high is always so good. Like I wish I can just go and watch, but like I'm not allowed to do that because they don't let us in there. Like they don't let random adults come to the junior high program for the afterglow. You know?
Random older people.
Yeah.
Because I've sat in a couple times.
Oh,
It's awesome.
okay. Yeah, I guess.
Last year was great.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't go there.
There's an age cutoff apparently.
So yeah, man, that was always so fun. I always loved running that department, and it's been passed down to many generations of leaders, and it's like to see where it has progressed and grow, like junior high department, and I think a lot of the departments, like it just never skipped a beat. It just kept progressing and growing, and like every group right now, even the juniors group that got started a few years ago, they're all flourishing, and like I'm really happy to see that.
I was actually in the juniors department earlier today, and they had this pastor. I think he was like the former children's pastor at Olympic Church. Apparently, he does like the like the balloon animal things, but he has like a show.
Oh.
It was like not sarcastically, not like unironically, like legitimately the coolest thing I've seen like at a camp meeting. So it's timed with music, and it's not like blows one up and makes it. He like pieces multiple large balloon sections and creates like animals.
Oh wow!
And like at first you don't know what it is. Like stick something in, and he make like an ostrich and like something, and then he ends it by making balloon Jesus.
Whoa!
So he has like
balloon Jesus.
Yeah, like this big piece, and then like this finale is he pulls out his face, and he puts it on, and it was
And
unbelievable.
People go nuts. People go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they're junior kids, so they're like,
Fifth and sixth graders.
younger. Yeah, and so he would like toss out these the balloons, and kids are going crazy. And then the best part is he threw out balloon Jesus, and one of the Samyuk interns grabbed it, and he like flipped out. It's hilarious, but yeah, that was legitimately like one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was awesome. I've never seen that before. But anyway, yeah, to your point, yeah, juniors. Yeah, in a couple short years, it's blossoming, it's growing. I don't have the history with West Coast camp meeting, obviously, like you do. But yeah, since I've been here, it's progress. I've seen it grow, and it's great. I think high school on Tuesday had 140.
140 in high school?
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember when I was involved in high school, like 6-7 years ago, 110-ish was like our weekend kind of big number. But yeah, 140 on Tuesday. It's crazy. It's incredible.
Crazy. That is awesome. I heard that the juniors program are doing like really interesting things. The one thing that came up often was that they're doing like, what is it, financial planning or like financial planning and investing. Yeah, for the 5th and 6th graders.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're really thinking outside the box and trying to come up with interesting things and providing real tangible skills and things that will bring value to their lives. And I don't know how the kids received it. Like, I don't know if they were talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was in there for a little bit of that, and yeah, they're like getting super into it. Like, I was like, I think she was basically modeling the stock market, and so like different things would trigger like gains or losses, and depending on how much you bought as a small group, I was like, I need to sit in on this and become more financially literate. But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, so like I said, I think overall it's been such a pleasant experience to be here and see it as more of an attendee. Because when you're serving, you're really kind of hyper-focused on your own department and you're just doing what you got to do to make it the best. But to sit back, kind of take it all in, it's a really, like, I get why people look forward to this.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and I know that it's fun and it's a fun time for kids and stuff, but it's more than that. And that's what I'm seeing is that what I'm hearing from people is like to be here with other people with a similar history, experiencing similar things, knowing that we're all part of this one big church and what I love about the PUC experience and like the ways the Korean camp meetings, and that's all I know, is it's a very community driven
Mm-hmm.
experience. Like we all stay here
Mm-hmm.
together and we connect. There's a kind of a reunion of
Mm-hmm.
sorts. You know, I see people I haven't seen in a long time. And so someone told me, they're like, yeah, I feel like this is a little bit of a picture of heaven,
Sure. Right.
coming together from all different places, worshiping God, just like enjoying life
Mm-hmm.
together. And so the vibe, the culture, yeah, it's a very meaningful, uplifting experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to see it. And it's cool to see where it's come. I'm excited to see where it's
Mm-hmm.
going.
So where do you think it's going? I mean, we can't definitively state, where it's going to go, but with trends and what we've seen from our local church and kind of in the broader picture, specifically, I guess from a more of a pastoral perspective, yeah, where do you think camp meeting is going
I think we have room to grow here.
physically?
Physically.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, there is room to grow. There is room for all churches, or not all churches, all departments to grow.
Sure.
So I think that this is this is the best place for us to do it. Even though, like I've in the past said that I want to explore different options, like this is really a great
Mm-hmm.
location. I think we can grow here. I think that what I want to see happen is I want the impact of PUC to be felt in
Mm-hmm.
the local church,
Mm-hmm.
where churches can use PUC as a catalyst
Mm-hmm.
or
Right.
a moment to reinvigorate, to revision um, the their own church.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that the growth in camp meeting attendance is also reflective of growth in all the
Right.
churches, and that's a wonderful thing
Mm-hmm.
here. So I think since the juniors program is new, like I'd love to see that develop
Mm-hmm.
more. I know the big decision coming up actually tonight is the hosting church schedule.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So on Thursday evening is kind of like business meeting time
Yeah.
for camp meeting. And so we have a meeting tonight, I think, with pastors and leaders to set the next schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So the immediate future, it's really about expanding the pool of churches to host.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, we need churches that are able to host. Hosting is actually a really big thing. It's not simple. It is resource heavy. It takes a lot out of a church. So, yeah, I think in a lot of ways, the health of camp meeting is directly tied to the health of our local churches because it's especially on the West Coast, it's very much connected.
So I think what is going to happen in the near
Mhm.
future is the admin team is
Mhm.
going to develop
Mhm.
and grow into a specific ministry. And unlike, I think, the East Coast camping, the host church concept, I don't think is going to go away. I think we're
Mhm.
going to be continuing that. But I think there is some things that probably need to be adjusted to really create a good relationship between the admin team and the local church that's going to host it. I
Mhm.
think figuring that out is probably the next structural
Mhm.
under the hood step
Sure.
for West Coast Camp Meeting, to wrinkle out all those things out and figure out exactly everyone's role
Mhm.
to have a really efficient process of planning and preparing
Mhm.
for camp meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it. Yeah, I think as any organization grows and develops and expands, yeah, like as you have these outside things, like the outward facing things, programs grow. The internal structure also needs to kind of change
Yeah.
and evolve, and it needs to match what the organization is doing. And so, what works for East Coast probably won't work here, and vice versa. And so, having the awareness at least to have that conversation, to have that meeting in the evenings, I think it's really important. And it points to a bright future in the sense that there are people who care enough to attend the meetings, to be part of the meetings, to plan the unseen things that, honestly, not a lot of people want to spend time working on the unseen parts of, whatever, how the sausage is made, so to speak. But that we have a lot of people who do care enough to take the time and the effort to make those changes is a very hopeful thing.
Yeah, I think that's encouraging that it is that people are bringing their skills, that people are bringing their skills and talents into the running of camp meeting, not just their own local church, and we're seeing and reaping the benefits of that. And so, yeah, I think we got a bright future, man. I feel like it's going to keep growing, and I feel like it's going to keep evolving, and it's going to be continuing to be a really special place for our families.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a great place to kind of end our special episode here. And yeah, I think eventually, I do want to spend a little bit more time talking about not just in the realm of like camp meeting, but just East Coast, West Coast, just culture and churches and all those things. And we have someone in mind to bring on as a guest to kind of talk about that. I always thought like I would kind of be the expert just because I've gone from east to west, but this person dwarfs my experience like 30-fold. And I think we want to continue this conversation. And like as we mentioned in our presentation today, like this podcast we hope acts as a bridge between not just the churches but also the coasts and the different regions that we have. And so hopefully, someone who's never been to West Coast Korean camp meeting on, east or north or south, hopefully through this podcast, you might be interested to visit, and vice versa. Someone on the west who's never been to east, hopefully will visit. And I think that kind of interconnection also is beneficial for the future and the health of both camp meetings.
Yeah, as we wrap up, I want to pose a question that I'm not asking you to answer. It's really a question I want to pose to our audience, and I'd love to hear their feedback. And so far, anytime we did this, it did not work. Whenever we ask people to like say something, we respond, they don't really say anything. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to keep trying.
Okay.
Because I'm actually genuinely curious. Like, what do you think about a countrywide both coast camp meeting? People always talk about it and dream about it, and I think there are different opinions. I'm really curious if people really want that. One camp meeting for the entire
National Korean camp meeting.
Yeah, like United States of America Korean camp meeting. Like, do people really want that? I'm curious.
Should we ask our studio audience just like off the cuff, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs middle?
Yeah, would you want to see just one camp meeting for the whole country? Okay, two out of two.
Oh, okay.
2 out of 2. All right. So thank you for that.
Right.
Appreciate that.
So Chris Chong will plan the next national camp meeting, 2029?
No.
All right, it is settled. We heard it here. Breaking news on the Podluck. Chris Chong will take on the amazing burden of planning a national camp meeting.
National camp meeting.
National camp meeting.
Crazy.
Just finding a location, I feel like, will be difficult. Where would you have this?
Yeah. Well, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys for joining us for this episode of the podcast. Thank you to our live audience who have stuck with us through this whole thing. We appreciate your time, and we're honored that you would spend this time with us. We hope that it'll spur conversations and that it would be a blessing to you in your home and in your church. We're having a great time here. Until then, we'll see you next time for the next episode of the Podluck.